good morning, and welcome to take 75 at this point of the Tumblr Accent Challenge. My first recording of this was far, far better than I'm sure any of these mistake-riddled secondary attempts could possibly be, but for some reason my screen recorder totally boofed up and there was no sound at all, so now I have to record the sound separately. And it's getting very annoying because I keep tripping over my words, but we're going to try again. My name is Marlene. You will know me on Tumblr as Japanese Dream 72. And you're not going to see me because I've just had a bath and I have no makeup, my hair's not done. Trust me, you do not want to see that. So instead, I'm giving you a live cam of jellyfish from the Monterey Bay Aquarium. So do enjoy. Where are you from? I am from the United States, specifically the state of New Jersey. Pronounce the following words: aunt, roof, root, theater, iron, salmon, caramel, fire, water, New Orleans, and do forgive me if you're actually from that city because I know you're probably cringing at my pronunciation. Pecan, both, again, probably, Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise, pajamas, caught, naturally, according to this post, aluminium, although I know that that is a European pronunciation. Here in my part of the world, we would omit the second I and say aluminum, but I'm just reading what it says here. GIF, tumbler, crackerjack, doorknob, envelope, and GPOY. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? In my neck of the woods, we would call that TPing or toilet papering a house, although I've never actually done it myself. My jellyfish are very buffery today. Anyway, what is a bubbly carbonated drink called? I know that in some parts of the U.S. they call it pop, but I actually call it soda. Let's see. What do you call gym shoes? I call them sneakers. What do you call your grandparents? Well, my grandparents, my grandmother, when I was little, I couldn't say the word grandmother, so I used to say Genner. And so I called her that for a good many years, and when I got older, I shortened it to Gen. So that's what I always called my grandma. And with my grandfather, apparently there was some sort of an in-joke in my family based on the Beverly Hillbillies TV series, if I remember the story correctly. So we always called my grandfather Unc, although sometimes I called him Uncas. So there you go. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I know many people use the word wagon, but I've always called it a cart or a shopping cart. Let's see. What is the thing you change the TV channel with? For me specifically, I call it the remote or remote control, or occasionally the clicker, although my mother tends to call it the flick. So let's see, what else? Choose a book and read a passage from it. Okay, the book I have, and hopefully I can read it right this time, is the companion book to the Vertigo Tarot deck. It's one of several decks that I own, and it's probably my favorite because the major arcana characters are actually based on characters from the Vertigo comic book universe. One of my favorite comics is the Sandman series by Neil Gaiman. And many of those characters appear in this deck. And it's very beautifully visualized, and it's really a fantastic deck. So if you're into tarot, do check it out. I bought it many, many years ago, so hopefully there are available sets out there somewhere. So the card that I have chosen to read the passage from is card number 13, and that is Death. In the majority of tarot decks, death is the most compelling image. Death, after all, forms one of the two great mysteries. Where do we come from, and where do we go? Children ask their parents, where do babies come from, and what happens when we die? Here the card is still striking, but the figure of death has become appealing, almost familiar. Death, the character, Dream's older sister, has deeply touched many Vertigo readers. Most tarot versions, like most depictions in myth, show death as mysterious and terrifying. This death, however, suggests intimacy and playfulness. She is self-assured as well as pretty, a kind of dream date for young men. She is everybody's friend while giving up none of her power. The medieval image of death showed a skeleton in a hooded robe, using a scythe to harvest body parts sticking out of the ground. Hands, feet, heads. The heads wore crowns, since the image taught a democratic lesson. Kings die the same as peasants. Here the only bones are the rib cage shown on the left, but the lesson remains the same, for death in Vertigo treats all of her clients with the same gentle concern. Contrary to Hollywood movies, death in the tarot does not actually predict anyone dying. Rather, it shows the end or death of some old way of life which has grown meaningless. The card indicates a great change, which may feel like dying to the person involved. In the card, death holds a blue rose, alive with beauty. Her famous ankh rests half buried on her body. An Egyptian icon, the ankh symbolizes eternal life. Do you think you have an accent? Well, I'm sure to many of you out there from different parts of the country or the world, I do have an accent. The same way that people that I know from different parts of the country or the world have an accent to me. But obviously, if you grow up speaking a certain way and hearing everyone else around you speak that certain way, that's not an accent, that's just common. But anything else that's different would definitely be an accent, so I'm sure somebody thinks I do. There you go. Let's see. Be a wizard or a vampire. I love wizards. Wizards are great. No offense against any wizards or wizard-loving people, but hands down, no questions asked, vampire. Absolutely, positively, vampire. All the win, for the way. Team vampire. Except for Twilight. Sorry, Twilight fans, but I just couldn't do it. Do you know anyone on Tumblr in real life? Yes, I know several people on Tumblr in real life. Some of them I have known for many years. So hello to all of you that I do know in actual life. One of them I hope to be seeing next year or so, who will be coming in from overseas. I had the chance to visit her country, and it's very lovely, and hopefully she will enjoy America just the same. End the audio post by saying any 3 words you want. I had a long rumination on this, given it much thought, and obviously couldn't think of anything constructive or intelligent or profound or educational to say. So I'm just going to end with these 3 words. Respect my authority! Because originally I had considered possibly doing this entire accent challenge in a Cartman voice. But I decided against that because you would probably get very annoyed and want to beat me up. So there you go. I don't really do impressions except for that one. So anyway, thank you for tolerating my likely annoying voice and listening to my answers, and anybody who wants to do this is hereby tagged, and I will see you all on Tumblr.